Hi there, let's start our lesson. Which one of the following countries is devoid of Glossopteris flora? There are four options: India, South Africa, Norway, Australia. Answer is Norway. Now see why Norway is devoid of Glossopteris flora. The Glossopteris plant remains have been found in countries which were part of Gondwana land. So, India, South Africa, and Australia are part of Gondwana land, so there are Glossopteris plant. But Norway was the part of Laurasia, so there is no presence of Glossopteris. Now see, in the first map it shows Pangaea. In the second map, the Pangaea is divided into two parts. The northern part is Laurasia and the southern part is Gondwana land. In between, there is Tethys Sea. And in the subsequent parts, we can see they are drifting. Means, as the Alfred Wegener postulated continental drift theory, and the bottom we can see the current situation of the continent. So the fossils of Glastopteris we can see only in Gondwana land, that is southern part. Let's see in the next diagram or map. See, this diagram shows that this is a Gondwana land, and the green strip shows the evidence of fossils of Glossopteris. Means here the fossils of Glossopteris are found. So this was the part of Gondwana land. So India, Australia, and here South Africa we can get Glossopteris. But in the Norway, that is a part of Laurasia, there are absence of these Glossopteris fossils. See how Glossopteris looks like. This is a reconstruction, means the actual image is not present or original image is not there, but scientists or researchers have reconstruct from their fossils and have imagined how it looks like. We can see this look like a deciduous tree. Here the lips look like tongs. Moving forward, and the next and one more thing, what is Glossopteris? Glossopteris are woody plants from known from rocks that have been dated to Permian and Triassic period. Glossopteris are present in Permian and Triassic period. Okay, so we can see Permian and Triassic period where it lies. Coming to this geological time scale, see this geological time scale. There is aeon, era, period, epoch, and in period we are just discuss Triassic and Permian. In this phase, in this period, means from Permian to Triassic, there was present of Glossopteris. So, our answer for this Glossopteris flora is devoid in which country, means not present in Norway, but it is present in India, South Africa, and Australia. That is a part of Gondwana land. This is a Gondwana land. Moving to the next question. This is a assertion and reason. Assertion is the Tarai region represents a marsh-like landscape. It is true. region. The Terai region is a zone of seepage where the fine sand, silt, and clay are deposited by the emerging streams. It is also true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. See this diagram. This is Himalaya, and just after Himalaya there is Bhabar, where the water disappear here, and after here it re-emerge, means seepage in Tarai region. This is Tarai region where sand, silt deposited, and that's why that is a marshy land and forested area are found in Tarai region. And Dudhwa National Park is also present in Tarai region. And see, this is a river stream, and in proximity to the river there is Khadar, that is alluvial oil, fertile land, and the old alluvial soil, that is Bhangar, that is away from the river. First comes Khadar, then Bhabar. Khadar is fertile, Bhangar is not so fertile, where conchs are found that are that are calcium carbonate. Conchs are made of calcium carbonate. So Himalaya, Bhabar, where river disappear or water disappear and re-emerge in Tarai region. And see, this excerpt has been taken from NCERT. The rivers, after descending from the mountains, deposit pebbles in a narrow belt of about 8 to 16 km in width, lying parallel to the slopes of the Sivaliks. It is known as Bhabar, where water disappear. All the streams disappear in this Bhabar belt. Some of this belt, the streams and rivers re-emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy region known as Tarai. This was a thickly forested region full of wildlife. The forests have been cleared to create agricultural land and to settle migrants from Pakistan after partition. And there are also Dudhwa National Park in this region. So hopefully it is clear. Now moving to the next question. The comprehensive theory of geosyncline was put forward by Hall and Dana. This diagram relates to geosyncline. Now geosyncline, we have already know what is antisyncline and geosyncline. See, if we see, this is a trough like structure, that is geosyncline, and when the sea level was in this stage, this deposition has been happened due to river brought some silt and soil and deposited there, and water has transported it in the this basin. So after once the sea level rising from this, that this deposition happen, and similarly it happens to further here till now, that is related to geosyncline. So it is a concept geosyncline. It took some time to explain in detail, but in brief you just remember this diagram relates to the geosyncline that was given by Hall and Dana. Moving to the next question, that is about match the following. Nile River. The Nile River once met on the ocean, it forms arcuate. Here in arcuate there is word arc. Arc means it likes a part of circle, that is looks like this way, arc. So Nile River create arcuate. You can compare here. The Nile River coming from this part, that is Egypt, and moving to the Mediterranean, and it's deposited silt, sand there, that it's look like an arc. So arcuate is created by Nile River. Similarly Tiber. Tiber creates cuspate, tooth-like structure or pointed like. Tiber is an Italian river that create cuspate. Cuspate looks like this. It looks like a pointed here. So it is a cuspate. Delta is created looks like cuspate. Mississippi bird foot. See this Mississippi rivers create like bird foot. It looks like a bird foot. So Mississippi is an river in USA or US that creates bird foot delta. Ganga create arcuate. Amazon estuarine. Congo estuarine. This is correctly matched. You have to remember this. Now moving to the next and the last question of the day. The term panplane refers to, this question we have already discussed but it has in twisted form. So see, the panplane refers to, the correct answer is D, a plane formed by joining of flood plains. It is not fluvial cycle. Fluvial cycle relates to Davis cycle. Davis cycle, that is penny plane. So pan plane that is given by Crickmay formed by joining of flood plains. Crickmay proposed the term pan plane and it developed due to lateral erosion by streams in floodplain area, and Davis proposed peneplain that is due to downwesting of interstream areas. That's all. Thank you so much. Take care.